Hello. Welcome, beautiful souls, to this fabulous day. It's Wednesday, and we're in the studio once again. Grateful for all things. I had to make sure my volume was on because I've been doing recording and it has not been on. Today, we're going to be talking about the best ingredient you can't buy. Learning to love yourself first. All right, let's put this do not disturb on. No, let's do it till then. All right, got that. So happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be diving into something that's priceless. I think it's priceless anyway. I do. So we're going to hold on and give people time to get their notification. I think I just got mine. And usually, let's see, there we go. Turn this down. Oh, there we go. There we go. The best ingredients in your life is the one you can't buy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it while we create joy today in the studio. I have some beautiful portraits that I've already painted that we're going to kind of look at, talk about a little bit. Yes, we are. So grab your journal, maybe tea, coffee. I have watermelon water. I'm just literally getting home. My glucose is a little high because I just finished eating. So of course it's high, or it's higher than where I have it set for. There we go. All right, now let's get back over there because it intervened. It's probably going to go off again. So please excuse my glucose monitor as it does what it's supposed to do. Monitor my food intake and all the things. But happy Wednesday. How are you? How are you, Team Replay? Thank you for joining. Thank everybody for joining. It's Wednesday and it is May 14th. I don't know why. It's something about today that has just been invigorating, been very powerful. I've enjoyed my whole day, probably because it was just all about me today. Maybe that's what it was. I'm not sure. But today is the first day that I've taken to take care of me. That's why I felt that today was a good day to talk about what? That one ingredient, the best ingredient, that one ingredient. You know, you have a recipe and you have that one ingredient. When somebody say, how do you make such and such and such? You give them everything except for maybe one or two ingredients because it is special to you. But this thing that I'm going to share today, it is not going to be a secret. I'm not going to keep it from you. I want you to have it. Hi, Paula K. Listen, Paula, that card that you made, beautiful. I am going to learn. I'm going to continue to go down the card road so that I can really continue to take my flowers, my watercolor pieces, and turn them into masterpieces. Because those cards y'all be making in the card world, amazing. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get started, but remember, grab your journal, because remember, we have the Rose Challenge. We have our Rose book that we're doing the Rose Challenge, and I have another book that I'm doing. So I'm kind of working in two books, then a sketchbook. The sketchbook is something that I kind of do at night before I go to bed. I kind of do my, my little, it's done, it's, the day is over, where are we kind of thing, that kind of thing. Okay. Now, these paints are what I use. We have Della Magna this is my, how can I say? Hi, Maddie. This is my, I'm going to say my international handmade palette, because everything in this palette right here is from not America. We have India, we have, I can't remember where Roman is from, and we have Italy, and then we have, I got a bunch of them. So handmade is the main thing. How are you guys? How was your Tuesday? Maddie, I know last evening when we spoke, you were getting ready to go to work. How did everything turn out? Hopefully work was great. The picture turned out great. My ATCs turned out great. I have them in my wallet. I didn't go outside. I went outside, but, I wasn't led to gift them with the people that I did see. Everybody I saw was pretty much, they were in a great space. So, and I don't go in grocery store. I didn't go to a grocery store today. So I went, hung out, did what I need to do, and came on home. But this turned out great. I wanted to share that. We're going to use this side paper today to use that. I want to share this one again. This is what I want to do. See how you take it and you put it in a frame. It's not a frame, but what are these, borders? But that's what I'm going to do to this one. Do it to this one. This one turned out great. This is with Holbein watercolor. Put it in a vase. Thought that was great. So these are the kind of things that I'm talking about that, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, whole lot of energy. Hi, Dawn. I hung out with Dawn this morning on her fabulous walk, I might add. I just want to go as you was walking, Dawn. I just want to pick rocks. It's like all the different sizes of rocks just amazed me. And these are all done. This whole thing was done with my filbert. My filbert and my quill. These are done. So if you're on Team Replay, drop #replay in the chat and tell me where you're tuning in from. This is going to be a new thing that I want to know. So drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. Dawn is from Maine. Maddie is from New York. Paula is from Barbados. I think I got my chat people right. If I didn't, please correct me. Test the old girl's memory. Did I get y'all right? Did I get you right? Let me know. But if you're on replay, drop the #replay in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Join in the chat. Just even if you're here for the first 5 minutes or whatever, watching me show off some of my beautiful arts that I've already done. Just let me know. Say hello a little bit. Nothing major. Don't forget to grab your free journal prompts in your affirmation sheet in the description box below. And if this conversation that we're going to have today blesses you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that they are what? Worthy of all the things. Okay, great. Maddie, I am awesome. I know I got Dawn right because I've sent happy mail. But Paula and Maddie, I knew Paula because Paula said she's from Barbados. And I was like, oh, yeah, I want to go there. NY, spent the summers in NY. Love New York. Really wish I could go be there next week. A friend of mine will be graduating from Columbia, and I really wish I could be there sharing her great day. But so I had to send her some happy mail. There we go. So what do you think? Y'all put in the chat. What do you think is the ingredient you can't buy? What is that one ingredient that you don't? Let's put it this way. Since we're all crafters on here right now, mine is Team Replay. And if Team Replay, if you're crafters, painters, and all the things, then okay, this works for you too. But what is that one supply that you would love to have? Well, let me see. How would I put it? It's the ingredient into what you're doing. So card makers. I feel like all card makers need, what's that paper? Cards. You need not card. Yeah, card stock. Like watercolorists, we need watercolor paper, our supplies. But the one ingredient being a watercolorist that I need is watercolor. But what is that one ingredient that you can't buy that we're talking about today? Put it in the chat what you think that one ingredient is. And we're going to go on with that. So I'm going to get these out of the way. But these are with the Holbein watercolor, granulating watercolors. That's what I really want to share, that this has dried. And you get to see how these watercolors show out. Like, look at I couldn't have painted that petal to look like that. It's like when you leave the granulation and let it dry, don't try to fix it. Don't try to, do your thing and make it perfect. Just let it go. And that's kind of how life is. I'm going to speak for me. I'm learning. I'm getting better at not being in control of all things, right? And I'm learning that everything that I just let it go, take a deep breath and be like, you know what? I can't do anything about that. So I'm going to watch how it unfolds, right? That's how it is. So when you think, that's how granulation watercolors, this is it as well. These things are so beautiful. Look at those petals. All I did was slap the paint on there and let it dry. Loving the contrast and sage green. Right? Oh my goodness. It is so, they're so pretty. They are so pretty. Love them. All right. Okay, and so my point was showing you those is to show you this one that I painted yesterday. It still really hasn't finished drying. So it's still actually drying and becoming one with the paper. And that's another thing that I think we need to do in life is just become one with where we are in our life. Like if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, maybe your 70s, your 80s. I mean, I got a grandmother, both two grandmothers that's in their 90s. They are embracing their lives right now. They're over a lot of stuff. Like they don't want a whole lot of stuff. And I think I'm getting to that place that I don't want a whole lot of stuff. I like time. So that's why I love the fact that you guys show up on Mondays and Wednesdays or whenever my little button goes live and y'all come and hang out with me. And I really do appreciate it because it's time that you could be doing something else, right? So the one ingredient that you cannot buy, I don't care what amount of money you have, who you are, if you're the richest or Oprah or whatever, you cannot buy self-love. It doesn't come in a bottle. It doesn't come in a relationship, and you know where? It doesn't get delivered by UPS or FedEx. So that means it doesn't come in an Amazon box. It's grown, cultivated, practiced, and it's chosen. Self-love is the one thing I had to really, and when I say really, y'all got to feel me on this. Really. I'm going to do we're going to do square roses today. If I can find my washi tape. There it is. Self-love is one of those things that, and I'm going to talk about me today. Okay, we're going to be a little transparent today. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit. Y'all think y'all done heard all my business, but it gets gooder and gooder. And it's because I'm getting wiser. The things that I used to try to do when I was in my 20s and 30s, and keep in mind, I got married young. I was 18 years old when I got married. God knows I didn't know a freaking thing about being a daggone wife. So I had been a mother because I already had 2 children. And the one thing that I had was my children. And I loved them. Like my 2 daughters, I had 2 girls right out of the gate. And they were my apple of my eye, my joy and everything. And because I had them really young, I had to depend on my parents. So therefore I couldn't talk a whole lot of trash, but I felt like I was a mother and I need to do what I need to do. School was important. I needed to finish school so that I could provide. But life got hard and it made it harder, right? And in the process of that, of being, you get, as a young mother, you have the older ones that talk about the young girls who have the babies, and they act like, I was the first one to ever have a baby that young. Then, of course, when I grew up and found out that all of them pretty much had young babies, I was just like, why them little heifers was talking about me? I got over it. But it took away a lot of my worthiness for myself, right? Because I felt like I needed to take care of my girls first and foremost, so there was no time for self-love. I needed to love them. Then got married, so then it felt like, okay, it was no time again for me. I needed to take care or do whatever I thought what marriage looked like for me at 18, right? Okay. And then my ex-husband was in the military. He was in the Navy, so I met my best friend. I call her my old school best friend. I met her, and she was a godsend because where I lacked in, I guess you can say where I lacked in womanhood, maybe. I don't even know how to put it. She was older. She's probably about maybe, let's see, she's in her 60s now. So maybe about 10, 12 years older than me. But the things that I didn't know, she had a mother and a father. She had that 2-parent home where they loved, y'all know the one, Hi, Sarah. And so she helped me to navigate marriage and all the things. But it didn't do no good because I shouldn't have been married at 18. First of all, that's number one. Because I hadn't experienced life. And so here I am, a mother. And then in my marriage, we had children. We moved on. Life was going on. I was like, okay, well, this is working. Let's keep doing it this way. All right, move. Fast forward. In the midst of all of that, there was no self-love. I'm going to be using my Rosa Gallery. I just decided I'm going to use it. So it was just one of those times that once I got divorced, I had to get through the thing of, okay, I don't need to be married. I want to, we got to start over. Let's kind of grow up a little bit and decide or whatever. Me and my ex-husband were friends, we stayed friends because we had kids to raise, right? Self-love still wasn't there. It wasn't until, we're talking later in life. My girls were older. Tried to figure out why some people really just pissed me off, didn't understand. It was because they had self-love. They cared about themselves first. So this is why I've dedicated what we're talking about in the month of May to mothers, because I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to love on yourself. I want you to go get your hair done, go get your nails done, if that's your thing. See, I'm life over 50, an empty nester. I really don't care about like getting the nails done and my hair. I'm gonna get my hair done, because I don't want to cut it all off. But these are the things that in life, as a mother, I wish I knew then. Then growing, I felt like I would have been a better person. And then God reminded me, you had to go through what you had to go through so that you can get to where you needed to be now, in your own time, in your own space. And then therefore, who can take credit for it? Nobody. So between me and God walking this thing out, talking the talk, and me getting mad about some things, along there, eventually when I lost my daughter in 2007, because the self-love was still kind of trying to find myself then, I lost myself in grief, and we kind of stopped taking care of stopped taking care of myself because I had children. I needed to take care of my children, right? Remember, self-love isn't grown, it's cultivated. You're not born with self-love. Remember, it's grown. You grow into each level. Like if you think about your life from when you were, let's say, in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, where you are now, if you fit anywhere on that spectrum, you had to grow. You had to be cultivated. Your parents, they had to do different things, right? So that way, when you get to the place where you're now ready to have friends or have friendships in your life, you get to decide, what does that look like? And if you love yourself first, you're going to have people around you who pretty much resonate with you. You guys, y'all hang out with me Mondays and Wednesdays. I can pretty much count on you to be in the chat, right? So we resonate together. So good God, when we get together and slap some paint on some paper, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Because the ranch is going to open up to, I think I want to take everybody, listen, this is what I want to say. I would love to tell everybody, meet me in Italy. I'm going to send you a ticket. You just come and show up, because I'm going to buy a villa in Italy. And all you need to do is get the flight and come and hang out. That's what I want. That's my dream. And I've prayed about it, and I've asked the Lord. And y'all, when I tell you, God has not come short of whatever I've asked, because I feel like I'm a very good steward over what he asked me to do. Okay. Thank you, Dawn. I'm going to, we're going to do rose boxes. This is you. This is you. These are your self-love boxes, right? You're grown, cultivated, practiced, and chosen. It's you. Okay? All of this. Each box is going to have a rose. And y'all know I have where's my cheat sheet? Gotta find it. We're on day 14. And I did not pay attention to what 14 was, because like I said, I literally just walked in the door. Oh, I know I put it somewhere, because I had to clean my desk because I finished doing swatch. What are your ATC cards? Oh my goodness. What did I do with it? Okay, we'll keep moving. It'll pop up. It's literally right here in my face. I know it is. Okay. So I have a question. When's the last time you chose yourself over someone else? Now, most of the time my question is, what are you going to do for yourself today? But think about it. When was the last time you chose yourself? And this question came up easily for me because I was supposed to be drawing a rose. Look how I just slapped that down. See, muscle memory just get to going. Okay, we'll put a rose in there too. This week, we're on Wednesday. This week was the week. Monday was the time, my husband had surgery, and he had surgery April 1st, knee replacement surgery. And so now I just said, you know what? It's time for you to really start doing for yourself, driving, getting back out there, getting that muscle memory activated again. Because it was time for me to get back to choosing me first. I'm trying to tell y'all, I ain't telling y'all nothing I ain't over here experiencing myself, right? And then as a mother, if you serve out of a full cup, as a mother, as a wife, you're happier. It's not like someone is taking something from you. We'll leave that. Come on over here. But as I was sitting today at my appointment this morning, because I had to go get blood work done and some other things, I was just like, oh, I can't believe I chose me today. And so I jotted down, the question is, when was the last time that you chose you? And I'm talking about a time where, you had a choice. Like, especially some of us who are married, mothers on here. And if you're not married or have kids, even on a job, when's the last time you chose you and just like, not going to do that today? Or you tell your boss, I just don't have the space to take on any more work, or I don't want to train anyone else. You're like, when was the last time you chose you? So team replay, if you want to join in, put in team replay and put it in the chat. When was the last time you chose you and you were happy about it? I don't mean no guilt. We're just choosing us. We chose to buy watercolor. We chose to buy pens, pencils, paper because we wanted it, and we didn't buy anything for the grandkids. None of that. We chose us. What's the hardest part about loving yourself first? Like, when you think about it, I'm working on not being a people pleaser. I always wanted people to be happy. But life now for me is like, I deserve to be happy. After losing 2 children, that was my wake up call. Like, Karen, you've lost so much. Yeah, but okay, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. Let's do this because you want to do it. Let's go see this movie because you want to see it. I didn't want to see it. And that's another thing I don't do with my husband anymore. I don't sit up and look at the movie. I love football, but because he talks through football games, I don't like watching football games with him. So I get to do stuff for me. It's kind of like when we want to go to the mall, the men don't want to go to the mall. We choose to go to the mall whether they want to go or not. So for me, lately, it's been buying the watercolor that I want, buying the paper that I want, painting when I want, coming in the studio when I want, basically being just so rebellious, as my daughter said, doing whatever I want. And that way, my blood pressure's gone down, my sugar, my numbers are reading positive because I'm not stressing myself, right? I'm taking care of me. I'm doing what makes me happy. And for the first time in, oh my God, I don't know when, I'm feeling good about it. So I challenge you, just like we're doing this rose challenge, because the rose represents, the blooming, the prettiness, represents love. I want you to love on yourself. So that one ingredient that you cannot buy is self-love. Everything comes from self-love. If you don't take care of yourself, your health goes bad. You're going to have high blood pressure. You're going to be anxious or have anxiety. It's so much that goes around it, right? So don't worry about it. Why we give it to others so easily, I do not even know. But we do not take care of ourselves first. We'll give it away. And then there's this myth, right? Loving others more is more noble. It's better to give than receive. The truth, you can't give from an empty vessel. That's it. And real talk, most of us were never taught how to put ourselves first without feeling guilty. Now that's a fact. I can attest to that first and foremost, because I remember a couple times when I said something about, I'm going to do such and such and such, and it's just like, oh, well, you just don't care about me anymore. You don't care that I need to do this, that, and the third. And that guilt trip will get me every time. But what you need to do is not feel guilty and prioritize yourself. I feel like rebellious is a word created by society and what things should look like. LOL, I'm seeing it a little bit differently. I have so much. I've been on a no-buy since November, but my husband and kids have spoiled me for Mother's Day with so many craft supplies. OMG. See, that's good though. That is good, because what makes self-care look like rebellion? I don't know. Now, Maddie, I am so grateful for you. And my daughter, that's what she bought. She bought me watercolor supplies. My husband bought me water. They bought me watercolors. Good. Where are we? Afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy place crafting. Hello and hugs. Hello and hugs. Hug, 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 hug. And thank you for joining us on this journey. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Being the mother of 7 kids, that was my problem. I needed to take care of my kids. Why? Because I was coming from a place of lack in my own life. So I needed to do something different from what was taught to me. And it was some self-love was taught in some areas of my life and my journey. And then the other parts, it was just like, oh my God, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? So I started just really honing in on those kids. And that's where so now that I'm saying no, 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 the guilt kind of came. It's like, oh, I feel bad. But like I'm saying, after my son was killed, I was just like, no, I don't have the mental capacity to take care of anybody. I barely can take care of myself. So the first summer after my son's death, I took for myself the second summer. The first summer I cowered down and had all the kids and everything at the house. This is when I lived in Colorado. And I couldn't figure out why it just wasn't joyful. And it was because, look, I had a lot going on. I was grieving. And I didn't realize it till now I look back on it. So I kind of didn't do my grandkids a good service, but they still kept me company and did good. But I like to serve from the place that I am now, right? And I've learned, I know what it feels like to feel good, right? So that way is if I feel good, and then when I start giving, I'm pouring from that full cup, that full fountain. Remember, not pouring from what's in the cup, pouring from what's outside the cup, what's on the floor. Like it's so much, right? So that way it works out. And I feel now that I know the difference, it works out. Like I was talking about the other, I don't know if it was last week, we were talking about that vagus nerve. I've been a humming fool. My blood pressure, all the things I'm trying to tell you from last week to this week of being mindful of my own self-care. My own self-care. Let's go over here because I'm left-handed. You know I'm going to drag it. It's been working out great. So that's why I thought that it was even better how God, I did the thumbnail for it. And then I thought it was even great that God just really let me walk it out today to see what it feels like, Karen, to take care of you. Like you have your doctor's appointment. You had to fast. I was already not a happy camper this morning because I had to fast. So I wanted to eat. Couldn't. Then I got the young lady to do my blood. I should have gave her an ATC card. But she kind of came around because she saw all the nurses in there like talking and knowing my name without looking at the chart. And just like, girl, I'm fun. You might want to get to know me. You might need me. We might need to slap some paint on some paper one day together. But she came around, but she jugged me in my arm pretty hard, and I just was like, ugh. So, but after I left there, I had me a banana and an apple. So, I got rid of that hangriness. And then I went on to my next appointment and went to Hardee's to get me some biscuits because I love them Hardee's biscuits and some jelly because my number was 90, so I needed to get something to eat. So, and in the line, the girl was so nice, and I was like, see how God just brings the people to you a little bit. Just say, I'm a little bit older than you. I was an all about the kids mom, but now as adults, I feel like they're giving back. Well, see, Maddie, that now I can say yes to that. I was the same way with my kids. I've been a mother since I was 14. So technically, I didn't know how to be a mom. First of all, let's talk about that. I had my first one at 14, second one at 16. So I had to try to figure all this stuff out. Got married at 18, right? Then we move on. So that's why I'm saying my kids was my life. And then when it came time to them to get older and start doing their thing, and they didn't want, when the kiddos don't want to do all the things and hang out and don't want to cuddle, I have 7 kids, 6 pregnancies, 7 kids, right? So that way, when I'm talking about it now, I wish I would have done me first, because I did do the kids, but I felt like if I would have gave them a happier version some days, like when work was calling, because I worked for the school system, and I'd have go to school, got to deal with somebody else's child, and mostly I worked at the school where the problem children were. By the time I got home, my children, we had football, cheerleader, we had a whole bunch of stuff, and by the time I got into bed, I was tired. But I feel like today's moms, they do it differently. They have play dates. They share. They are really doing it the village kind of way. And now my kids are hanging out and doing the thing, right? So they are, and they do, but they are learning to give me my space. Because after losing 2 of the 7, they didn't know what that looked like, right? So for me, I didn't know what it looked like the first time. And here we are, I done stood by another casket, and they're having to watch their mother just go through this, as my daughter said, the unbearable pain. Like, I don't understand how you're still smiling, or, all the things, but you show up and show me what standing up in resilience and being strong looks like. And the word strong used to, like, kind of, I don't want to be strong, because I feel like if I be strong, then what are you going to say when I'm weak? And so that's why I started being very authentic, being very transparent, to say, hey, it's not always what you get. Some days I'll slap up here on YouTube. If you go back in videos, I had some pissed off days, right? And I feel like once you let people know that you're human, I'm not over here in the white living room telling you that life is great and wonderful and all the things. No, I have some days where I just be wanting to slap some folk out, lay them out. Because it's not because of something maybe that they've done. It's just the fact that I'm on this journey. Life has served me 2 children that are gone. The oldest of my son, the boys and the girls. And so for me, some days that's why I was just like, I do not want a life today. I don't feel like adulting. I don't feel like doing none of that. Right? And so in the midst of all of that, I've learned to take care of me first. Right? Oh, I got to catch up on the chat. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, Dawn said, Dawn, you was pregnant at 18? Mom at 19? Oh, my goodness. Yes, I was a baby myself. Didn't know. Ashley, what's up? Twice in 1 week. Yay. OMG. I was all a mommy, but the girls are very, yes, them girls are so independent. I often question if I was a bad mom. Now, Dawn, having a daughter to commit suicide, I question myself. I questioned myself for the first 3 years after her death. I just didn't feel like I even let the kids go stay with their dad, my ex-husband, because I felt like it was something that I had done, right? And then I had to realize, I feel like God came and sent an angel my way, and she was talking to me, and she was showing me all the good stuff and how young I was, and how my daughter decided to take her life at 20, she was 24. And it's like, so she was an adult. She was out on her own. She was in college. She had done her thing. That wasn't your choice. That wasn't your choice, and it wasn't yours. But I felt kind of responsible because I had moved to Atlanta to live with her to help take care of my granddaughter because she was going back to school. And so I feel like that morning when I left going to work, I should have known that she was really heartbroken. We had lost so many people in 2006. And by the time I got her letter, the letter that she wrote, her suicide letter, it was a 3-page letter. I'll read it to you guys on one of these. But she said at the last part of it, and it just really opened my eyes. It took me 3 years to read the letter. It said on the last part, it said, everything in this life is not about you, and this most certainly is not about you. I love you. And I cried probably for about, oh my God, I don't know. But it helped me, that letter helped me realize it wasn't my choice. And then her Bible was open to Romans, where it says, nothing can separate me from the love of God. So even in her last days, she still was, just like, God, I don't want to do this no more. She said her heart was hurting. So as a mother, that's why I'm doing this, guys. I want us to take care of ourselves. Like, I want you to take care of yourself, because the cost of loving others more than yourself, oh my God. And then you're going to feel like you listen, how many of you have said this? How many of you have said this? They're so ungrateful. All I do, and they still just don't seem to want to be grateful. I can never do enough. It just seems like the more I do, the more they want, or the more they just don't care. How many of y'all can relate to that? Right? The older the kids just grow out of certain stages, right? And it's we still loving on them in the same vein when they're just saying, "Hey, I'm growing up." It's like I need to stretch out of. It's like a snake shedding its skin. I hate to use that analogy, but that's what it is. And so they're growing, but we're not growing with them. We're still trying to mother them and do all the things when they're trying to grow up, right? On the other side, being an empty nester. Well, the first half, I have three sets of kids. The first set of kids, I feel like number one, she graduated 2 years early. She got an academic scholarship to the University of Florida. She was like, oh my God, perfect. Like, if there was a such thing, you put perfect on a child. And then my second daughter said, well, I guess she ain't too perfect now. And that was after she committed suicide. And that pissed me off. So, there are things that your children see and they go through because we put these different pedestals on them. And it's not their fault. It's our fault as a parent. It's like love on them, love them hard. Love them, I mean, so hard. Like you love the air in your lungs. But we still have to give them room to breathe because we don't have the umbilical cord to them anymore. We don't have to breathe for them. The cord has been cut. They're their own personality. They're their own individual. And we have to give them that space. And so now, and I'm speaking to mothers who are mothering now, who are still young kids, mothers, right now, give them room to spread their wings. And even if they fall out of the nest, it's okay. They'll get up. You just protect around them so that nobody will come while they're on the ground a little fragile. It's like when a little bird falls out of the nest. And now it's that time here on the ranch. When I walk by one, I get the dogs away. The dogs don't see it, but I see it. And I protect it so that, maybe its mother, the mama bird can come and help that bird either off the ground or whatever they do. I don't know what they do, but I go back, that little chickie bird isn't there anymore, right? And then I can tell you, once they get round about in their 30s, they come back. And then they come back saying, oh my God, I wish I would. I wish I this, I wish I that. And then I'm like, oh, it's okay, but now. And then like, oh, but no, it's okay. You learn or you're learning. Because why? They have to learn how to be cultivated as well. They have to learn how to grow up. They have to learn how to practice to choose the right friends. And sometimes their choice might not be perfect and they have to go through a little pain. Especially if you have to watch your child go through a love relationship that sucks, right? So, and in the meantime, in between time, I want you to take care of you. Whether you're an empty nester, whether you are a new mom, wherever you are in your child journey. Whether you're a mom who didn't have the kids, but you're helping raise the bonus kids, wherever you are in your life and your journey. I remember it was really difficult to shift to parenting adults. Oh my God. Ooh, look, Maddie, we probably can have a show on that alone. Like we can that would be a good one to get together empty nesters to kind of talk about. You think raising, like they always say, what they call it, the terrible twos, and be like, you think the terrible twos was something? When them suckers get over 15, between 15 and 25, oh my God. Because for one, they think they know everything. Everything. And then my kids got 16, right? They would be doing things and say something and they'd be like, well, you just don't understand. I was like, no, I don't understand. Because I left home at 16. I've been on my own ever since I was 16 years old. I was trying to figure life out at 16. You don't have to do that. I remind my kids all the time, you have a mother and a father who is here for you and all the things. So no, I do not understand what your little selfish behind is talking about. And that's just how we put it out there. So, and they would get upset and, why are that, you're just being mean. Okay. So with the third set of kids, which was Joshua and the twins, no, was the twins and Andrew. Joshua was kind of on the cusp. I was just like, I'm tired. And so the first two sets of kids, it's like they get away with murder. You just let them do whatever. I was like, no, it's not that. I'm just tired of trying to tell people what to do, and they're going to do what they want to do anyway. I say your curfew is 11 o'clock. You want to come in at 1 o'clock. Then you get mad because the alarm is set and the door is locked and the windows won't open. And you mad. No, you want to go and do your thing? Go do your thing. But you ain't finna do it at my house. I'm going to show you what it looked like. Right? But, man, them grown kids, them grown kids, something else. Grown kids. Even now, I don't have that problem now. I was just going to say now I have that, but I don't. Now I don't have that problem because everybody they're over, everybody, let's see. I only have one. Is he 30? I got to think about it. But he's going through his life trials and all the things. So he keeps apologizing. Every time I talk to him, he's just like, Mom, I'm just so sorry that I gave you all the trouble. I was like, hey, it's okay. You got your own child. Get ready for her. Just take notes of what you did so that you can be ready for what your children going to do. Because y'all will reap. You're going to reap what you sow. These turned out beautiful. My daughters are, 13, 7, and 1. I couldn't imagine parenting adults. I'm in the thick of these babies. Ashley, I would rather be at those ages than to be parenting adults. And God forbid they broke adults. Ain't got no job and they still in your house transitioning in and out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I tried not to be harsh on my kids back then because I remember thinking my parents were idiots back in my teen. But later I realized how truly wise they were. Yep. I felt like I gave my kids too much. I told them I had to apologize to them too, Maddie. I was like, I feel like I cheated y'all. Not so much from my childhood, but from some things that my uncle and aunt gave me that I realized was definitely things that I needed. If there was a line, and when you cross that line, you kind of can't come back. And that's why my youngest will turn 30 in July. I can't remember. I think Andrew is 30, will be 30, just turned 30. I can't remember. I think everybody is 30 or above. I think. I can't remember. Listen, can't remember. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. Oh, wait. I want to put a blue in there. I feel like I need to slap some blue in there. But these are going to be pretty when I take them off. And listen, Maddie, that's what I be telling Ashley is love on them girls right now. Enjoy their little funky attitudes right now. Because that age, oh, my Lord. And then you're going to be trying to figure out, why is this adult trying to tell me about life? And I'm just like, oh, my goodness. Because daughter number 2, she was the one. She kept me close to Jesus. Daughter number 2 and Joshua, my oldest son, he was just more of a character, and that's what got him in trouble to the end. Is like he just wanted everybody to have fun, to laugh, and just enjoy life. And I would have to say, all the way to the end of his death, that was still his mantra: is let's have fun, let's live life, let's eat together, let's hang out. So much so that he had so many enemies that people they don't like you because you have the gift that God has placed upon your life. And just like Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane and saying, if this cup can pass from me, I guess I could see my son saying, well, God, if this what you want, I know my mom will be all right. I've seen her survive one child, and I know you'll be with her. I mean, I've had these dreams where I can see that my son is just like, I know you're okay. I know you're okay. And I guess that's why I don't cry as much anymore now that the people that killed him are behind bars and will be for quite some time. And all I need to do now is work on the forgiveness. So that's why I say, as a mother, we have to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of our mental faculty. Because if we don't, we're going to crash and burn. Right? And then our kids, we're going to be teaching them. I think it was Ashley and I was having a conversation, And I was like, would you want your daughter to be what you would do to herself, what you're doing to yourself? I think that was actually I was having that conversation, but I would not tell my daughters. I tell them now, don't do what I'm doing now. Take care of yourself. All of my children have kids except for daughter number two. And that one ain't got no problem with taking care of herself. None of the above. This whole conversation I'm having right now, she just be like, "Gee, you ain't gotta tell me that. If anything, you need to tell her, hey, calm down. Help somebody else." What? I'm gonna take care of me first. And I love her whole attitude towards it. She do take care of herself. She's very loving, so she do take care of herself. I can't say that she doesn't. All right, this is going to be pretty. We're going to put this over here to the side. I'm going to catch up on a little bit of comments. These are the Rosa Galleries. I feel like I need to put a rose in this book because it's the Rose Challenge book. And 5/7, 5/10, and I need to find my sheet. Did something in my the studio yesterday, and I just don't know what I did with it. That just Well, I'll have to name it later, but I wanted to let you guys know each day. Now I'm going to have to put it in the comments because wait, did I put it under here? Nope. Did I put it under there? Nope. Oh, well. We'll put it on later. Okay, it was you? Yeah, so I think it was really strict. Okay, I think I was really strict and we're on such a tight budget. And later I heard my younger son, now 31, he looks back and feels like he was spoiled. Really? Yeah, my youngest son knows he was spoiled. Oh, I didn't make a book. My roses are scattered in. Well, Dawn, this is Maddie's. This is Maddie's inspiration because remember, if you saw her video on all of the supplies that she hadn't used or those things, she had one of these, and I was just like, oh, I got one of those, and then I was just like, oh, I can make it a rose challenge book. All of my roses are not in here. This 5, 6, no 6, 7, 8, 10. And now I'm going to put 14 in here. So some of the roses are other places too. But I wanted to do these because these are going to be my ATC roses. Yep, that's what they're going to be. But I'm going to slap a rose in this book. But my daughter, let's see, La Portia, my grandson is 16 and my granddaughter is 8. And so watching her parent, because she's my middle child, and if y'all got middle children, you know how the middle children are. And so she's in the place now that all of the things is, she's kind of coming into her own. And I am enjoying watching her really flourish into her parenthood and handling how she handles my grandson. Because 16, oh my goodness, I remember all of them at 16. And I was like, oh my God, I'll be glad when they get 18. Oh, I'll be glad, And you do that and you're just like, oh goodness, where's time? Time slow down. And so now that I have a grandson that is 16, just like, oh my goodness. So love on them babies, give them hugs, do all the things. Definitely love on them, give them hugs because they'll appreciate it when they get older. They will. My youngest son still jumps in the bed with me, still wants to cuddle, and that does my heart good because he doesn't feel like he's too grown for his mom. So it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, everybody says the youngest one is spoiled, the twins are entitled, and yeah, those are the ones the oldest one gave them, And I'm just like, well, I don't have nothing to say. I just know I got tired. Somewhere along the line, it's just like I wasn't worrying about it because remember what I said. No matter what you do, these kids are gonna make their own decision. They're gonna stand up on it and be like, I'm gonna stay out to 2. Oh well, I'm already out now. I'll suffer the consequences later. What can she do? Just fuss. That's it. There you go. There you go. Yep. Oh, this paper. Now I will say this paper is yummy. Okay, I have a question. Can you think of a time where you showed up for someone and ignored your own needs? I think I've asked that question. Did I ask that question? I feel like I did. Or I think I posed it in another way. Ignored your own needs. No. Okay. No, I didn't have. No. Can you think of a time where you showed up for someone and ignored your own needs? Yeah, the other question was the opposite. And that was because, like, say, right now, these last couple of weeks, I've been showing up little bit by little bit, pulling away from navigating through Mr. McKoy and just kind of letting him get back out there on his own. Because, y'all know these men, they'll take it. They'll take whatever we give. If we continue to take care, they will. And so I'm just like, nah, I'm finna get back on my own thing, doing my own thing. All right, there we go. That's pretty. My oldest is like that. Still loves to cuddle and hug. Yeah. Now my second oldest, my oldest daughter, and my oldest son are the two that passed. But before my son passed, before Joshua passed, he was. They would call him a mama's boy, and he would say, "Don't care. She's my queen." Mother's Day, y'all know how Facebook bring up these memories, and it brought his post from 7 years ago. No, 6 years ago, because he was here in 2019. And I was just like, "Aw," and it didn't make me sad. It just made me happy. Any other time, sometime when I haven't been taking care of myself, it'll catch me, and I'd be in a little space and be like, "Oh, I'm just so sad." Yeah, but I celebrate the memories now. And again, Mom, take care of yourself. Go get a massage. Go for coffee by yourself. Take a walk. Like Dawn took a walk this morning. That was amazing. All I wanted to do was pick rocks while she was talking about frogs. Just like, nope, you can keep them frogs. And the reason I say most of the frogs that are in my yard, they look like a daggum snake and they move so swift. I'd be like, ugh, don't want the frogs. I don't kill them. I just shoo them away. Get on out of the way. But no, you keep the frogs. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. My internet is out because of the storm, so they may not be alive tonight. Don't you just hate that? Yes, I'm with Dawn. That sucks. Okay, Happy Place Crafting is Beth. Got it. Try to remember these names to go with these screen names. You love frogs? Somebody else I have, a friend that loves frogs. I bought her frog figurines and all the things. I mean, I like elephants. I love elephants. I could have an elephant, a giraffe, an alpaca. Really could have it here on the ranch. Surely could. Ooh, look how that bled in there. Okay, I got a question I want to ask because I started talking about it and I didn't finish it. If we could go to Italy together and just create from our space, whether it's cards, crafting, painting, slapping paint on paper, would y'all want to go to Italy? Like, would you want to go to Italy with me and hang out on the drink wine? I'm talking about mother's things, like just relaxing, like have a pool, find a villa with a pool, and then just chit chat and encourage each other to do whatever it is we need to do, ride bikes. Oh my goodness, these are my dreams. I just thought I would bring them out of the shadows and share them with you guys. And I was like, let's see who'd want to go. Because what I want to do by 2027, or if the Lord says so before then, I want to try to see about, because all these people, they're doing, was it Uptrack? And I was like, dang, that, and the price tag is a little, it's a little steep. And then you don't have no payment plans. That's what I don't like about it. Be like, I would love to go, but who doesn't have payment plans? Oh, so anyways, I was thinking about like, Dog, maybe I can get my girl, because she's a travel person, all things travel, soaring without limits. And then we just, kind of put on a thing and then we take some time to pay for it. And just rent a villa out for about, maybe 6, 7, maybe no more than maybe 6 or 7. Depending on what the villa would cost. I got to get back to it over here. Much love. Love you, Ashley. Thank you for showing up. Whew. That's my thing. Okay, let me put the date on this. Let me put the date on this because today is the 14th. 514 25. And the name of it I'll put on top whenever I find my paper. OMG. And I had that puppy in here. So I don't know if the puppy, he probably made me move it. It's not in my watercolor palettes. Golly gee. That just really is going to bother me. Now, when I get off of here with y'all, it's going to pop right up. It's going to be like, hey, here I am. Can't believe you didn't see me. Right? And I didn't have it. Oh, I did have it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, let's see. In my dreams, Beth says in my dream. Asha said absolutely. Yes, Italy is on my bucket list. And Dawn says yes. Okay, great. I heard Simon in the live. Yo, you heard Simon in the live last night? Yes. Simon was in here. He stayed in here till he just couldn't contain himself because he had found out I have some stuff in here for the on the deck back there. The lights are on when the lights are on in my studio, so the bugs tend to gather around my windows. So that way he was trying to get at a bug, and I realized that later on. This thing is just really gonna bother me. I just hate when I hate that. Oh God! If y'all see where it is, I told you it was looking right at me. It was hanging on a hook. I told you it was looking right at me. I turned around. If it had been a snake, it would have bitten the daylights out of me. Okay, so today is the 14th, and from grief to grace, this pain is part of your transformation. So from grief to grace, and remember, grief is anything that makes your heart hurt. Doesn't necessarily have to be that you've lost a child or lost someone that you really, really, really love. Grief is anything that makes your heart hurt. Becoming an empty nester, I had to grieve that. That was a whole new part of who am I as a mother. So along with grieving the death of 2 children, because I became an empty nester after Joshua. And so I became an empty nester about 2 years after Josh. Andrea was gone after then. So yeah. I don't think a trip like that would work out for me anytime soon. Me either. That's why I was like, if we can like prepare and have time. And not $4,000, but just like, I want it to be so much so that it is a place, and this is how I want the Lord to bless me. So y'all join in this prayer with me. This is how I want the Lord to bless me. I just want it to be where I say, I'm going to be at this place, and all you have to do is get a flight and come hang out. So all it would cost you is a plane ticket. That's what I want. Those are the kind of dreams that I want, because it's important to me to hang out with people that we come together on the one thing that makes me happy. We get to do what? Create joy. That is just it for me. So that's that. Okay, look at that. I meant to do a blue one. Oh, yeah, that red one. Oh, I did do a blue one. I kind of want to do different ones. So that's that. All right, we got that. Oh, I need to put the name on it. Oh, let me slow down. I get excited when I talk about Italy because I really want to have a villa in Italy. I want to live there for 6 months and live in the States for 6 months. Like, that's the kind of life I want to live. And then while I'm out and traveling, be like, go see Paula in Barbados. I love to travel. It's the one thing I can say that helped me after my daughter. I went to Germany and saved my whole sanity. Okay, there's that. Let's get to moving. We use Rosa Gallery today. That's that. What boundary do you need to create to protect my peace? What boundary? That's what I had in my journaling space was, what's the boundary that I need to create to protect my peace? And it's learning how to say no. I'm still and not feel guilty about it. It's one of the things that I'm working on. So I'm doing better with that. And I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be friends with people that don't craft or whatever, but that's really what I be wanting to say. Right? Because we get together, when life is going on, we get in the studio and we just be like, oh, let's create something great, because we can't do anything about what's going on outside of our home or outside of our mental space. So let's just craft. Let's make some cards. And then let's send them out. Or let's just, I don't know. So, but most of the time, most of the people, the old Karen, she doesn't really show up anymore because she doesn't want to show up in that fake world. I just don't want to show up that way. I want to show up in the authentic me. I give myself the love, so I freely give it to others. And if I'm not taking care of me, then I feel like I'm going to be serving from a place that's going to suck. So we want to do that. Ah, man, these are beautiful. I'm wondering, do I want to cut them now? Isn't they pretty? Yes, Karen, just let me know when you'll be here and we will have a blast. I will make sure you get the Bajan experience and not just the tourist one. Oh, I want the other experience first. I try to do the other one first. I do the touristy stuff later. I don't know. I would love to hang out in person with you and paint. Listen, I'm going to open the ranch up. I'm trying to tell you, we're going to have ranch. The ranch might get opened up before Italy, depending on how the Lord is blessing. I'm not going to say. I'm just going to, I've put it out there for the atmosphere to make it happen, right? So Paula K, I want the what is it? The Bajan experience. I'm going to have to go on your channel so I can hear how you say that. Because the touristy stuff, like when I go to Paris, I didn't want the Eiffel Tower. All that stuff I kind of do a little bit, but I wanted the experience of the life. So, the regular everyday stuff. Love that, love that, love that. So guys, listen, loving yourself more than anyone else isn't arrogance. It's alignment with what God intended. The greatest of these things is what? Love. So it's in alignment. When you love you, you're more whole, more peaceful, more powerful. You make pretty art. It doesn't mean you don't love others, right? It means you stop forgetting who matters most to you. And that's you. So before I get going, I want you to comment below one thing you're going to do this week to love yourself louder, right? I'm still journaling. I'm still sketching. I'm sketching roses. That's still not coming along great. That's why I haven't shared it. It's not that great. Thank you today, Karen. My cup. Oh, thank you, Dawn. So I just really want you to remember. So these are my takeaways for you. I want you to remember, and you can journal this. Put it in your journal if you don't get it right now. If I go too fast, rewind when it comes available. You cannot buy self-love. You grow it. Take care of yourself. You can't pour from that empty cup. Fill your cup first. Guilt is a learned behavior, not a permanent truth. We do not have to feel guilty about the things that we do when it comes to taking care of ourselves. Boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges to peace. And you loving yourself first gives others permission to do the same. You get to teach people how to treat you, right? You get to teach people how to treat you. And that's just that. Hey guys, what's up? Whew. That was fun. Listen. Meeting my crafty friends for brunch. Oh, I'm jelly. I have to go all the way to Atlanta to meet crafty friends. I'm in the season of preparing for retirement right now. That's why I'm on the no buy. I'm here for it. I am definitely here for that no buy. And because if I don't sell and get money in my business, then I don't buy. So when I usually get to buying and spending and stuff, that's, that lets you know my business is growing. And that's what I'm grateful for. So I get to show up and do all the things. Now, y'all see that picture? Let me see where it's going, where it's pointing right there. That's where this was hanging right there. So you see it was right behind me. All right, guys. Now, I said that I was going to possibly pop back on this evening because I'm going to do a little beta thing. Because remember I told y'all, Team Replay be popping. So I might come back on about 7 o'clock and maybe not redo. Or I might just replay. It depends on how fast YouTube releases this live. I might. So if you see it live, it's not that I'm going to be live. It might be that I might put it on live so that way Team Replay can get up, and I'll be in the comments. Not sure, but I'm going to try something different. And we're just going to see how it's going to work. Because y'all know we're all about creating joy. Because why? This is Create Joy Studio. Now, if you are here, whether you're live or on Team Replay, and you have not joined us over here on this journey, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, so that way when I do go live, you get the notification, the email, because I'll be waiting on you to go live. Just like last night, I was hanging out here for 20 minutes without volume. So if you check out that video, there's a whole 20 minutes of me painting this and talking and doing some things, but the first 20 minutes didn't have any volume. Then Maddie came on and said, "Hey, Garrett, I can't hear you." So grateful to have crafty friends that just like, "Yo, girl, I want to hear you," which I'm grateful for. So, as always, I thank you guys. Oh, and don't forget, if you haven't gotten your, you want the, oh, what's the thing? Your journal prompts and all the things, grab that, get that from the description box. And if you want to join me on my Patreon, all the things, those little things are in the box below. But I would like to say thank you ahead of time for subscribing. And I love to say thank you for y'all being here. Because y'all know if y'all wasn't here, I'd be talking to myself. Y'all know I'll do it. Because where did I start? Started off talking to myself over here on YouTube. Just like, oh, I guess somebody will join me on the live soon. And if not, I had fun. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day. And remember, take care of you first. And it's okay to say what? No. Can't do it. Get somebody else to do it. No, yet, and whatever other language you know no in. No bueno. Whatever. Take care of you first. I was saying it, Karen, I was being selfish and I didn't. Listen, Dawn, I'm okay with that. Listen, and I probably wouldn't have seen it all way. He's almost 30. Who's almost 30? Andrew? Bernadette, he's almost 30. Is that really? Bernadette, you been here? He's almost 30. I'm thinking about it. She probably should be talking about Listen, Bernadette has been around through all the children. She knows all the things, remembers all their birthdays and all of it. So it takes a village. And having been a single mom raising kids, Bernadette was part of my village. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. And remember, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. See you later.